Hey everybody, so I'm joining you at around 8:25 Eastern Time, and we have big news. So under 3 hours, we have a verdict in the Kouri Richins case, and this is kind of unheard of, but you never really know what a jury's going to do, right? So she's facing a lot of charges, including aggravated murder, first-degree felony. She's facing false, fraudulent insurance claim. She's forgery and attempted criminal homicide. She is facing life behind bars. She hasn't seen daylight in a few years, ever since her arrest after the alleged murder of her husband, Kouri Richins, back in May 8th, 2023. She was arrested for that. He died, in March of 2022. So it took a little while before her arrest. She has been denied bail for any time that her defense attorneys have asked for bail in this case. I want to show you what it looks like there in the courtroom. That's Court TV, and that is their seal. Remember, Court TV, I was the crime and justice correspondent with them for almost 5 years, traveling the country, and I covered this case from the very beginning. And we have been breaking down those closing arguments after what is nearly 3 weeks of testimony and trial in this case. It is one of the top true crime cases that have been followed around the world, not just in the United States. And it all comes down to this. So this jury of 8 men and women are going to be deciding the fate. They've already come to their conclusion after this lengthy trial. And we're going to find out what it is. Is she going to spend the rest of her life behind bars? Join the chat right now. Let us know. I'm going to switch over there right now and see what everyone's saying. Be sure you say hi. Say hello to me. All right. Let's see what is happening there in true crime world of YouTube. Be sure to share and like this YouTube channel. We have big plans for you. There's been a lot of changes over at that former network that I worked at, and I'm sticking with you, and I'm going to continue asking your questions and breaking down these tough cases that have really gripped the nation. So let's see. A lot of people joining the chat right now. I want to give a shout out to a few people. Trey, nice to see you as well. Kathy, hello. Susan, Trey, Nancy. Well, yeah, there are changes everywhere, right, Nancy, in the media landscape right now. But it's okay, because we are in this together, and you're sticking with me, and I'm going to continue to bring you crime and justice news, as it says right here on my YouTube channel. So make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already. If you're just finding me by one of my friends posting this or sharing it. All right. What do you guys think that the verdict is? Let's do a poll. Let's start a poll. Let's just do it for the murder charge, because there are several charges.
We're back on the record in 231-500-139, State of Utah versus Kouri Richins. Counsel for the are present. Ms. Richins is present as well. The court is informed that the jury has reached a verdict. I do not know what it is. We'll invite the jury in a moment. When I do, I'll ask the foreperson a simple yes or no question. Have you reached a unanimous verdict? I expect that person will say yes. I'll ask them to hand the verdict to the bailiff, hand it to me. I will read the verdict. This brings me to important instruction number 1. There can be no outward reactions whatsoever to the verdict. These folks are here against their will. They, all the lawyers, Ms. Richins, every attendee, my court staff, the bailiffs, everybody deserves your respect. There simply cannot be any outward reactions. You have to keep your hands folded in your lap. If you feel overcome with emotion, just look down. We cannot have any outward reaction. Second, once the verdict is read and the jury is discharged, you need to stay seated and follow the deputy's instructions about how we will leave the courtroom in an orderly fashion. If anybody in here can't follow these instructions, this is your chance to leave. All right. Fair warning. Counsel, Ms. Richins, it is my practice to ask all the lawyers and the defendant to stand in respect for the jury as I read the verdict. I just don't want you to be surprised. Okay. Mr. Bloodworth, are we ready for the jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lewis.
We are.
All right. Messaging. Oh. Okay. Folks, please have a seat as you come in. Please have a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, would the foreperson you've selected please stand? May I ask you a yes or no question? Has the jury reached a unanimous verdict? Would you please hand the verdict form to the deputy, and you can have a seat. Thank you. I'll take that. All right. Counsel, Ms. Richins, please stand. Count 1, aggravated murder. We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Kouri Richins, is guilty of aggravated murder. We, the jury, unanimously agree that the prosecution has proved the following circumstance or circumstances regarding count 1 beyond a reasonable doubt. The homicide was committed for pecuniary gain, and the homicide was committed by means of the administration of any substance administered in a lethal amount, dosage, or quantity. Count 2, attempted aggravated murder. We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Kouri Richins, is guilty of attempted aggravated murder. We, the jury, unanimously agree the prosecution has proved the following circumstance or circumstances regarding count 2 beyond a reasonable doubt. The attempted homicide was committed for pecuniary gain. Count 3, insurance fraud. We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Kouri Richins, is guilty of insurance fraud. Count 4, insurance fraud. We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Kouri Richins, is guilty of insurance fraud. Count 5, forgery. We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Kouri Richins, is guilty of forgery. It's signed by the foreperson. Please have a seat. Madam Foreperson, is this the verdict that the jury reached unanimously?
Yes, it is.
Okay, you may have a seat. Ms. Lewis, Ms. Nestor, do you wish the jury to be polled?
Yes, please.
All right. Folks, I'll ask you the same yes or no question, one at a time, starting on my left, working this way. Front row first. If you could show me your lanyard number as I ask you. Juror number 5, is this the verdict you voted in favor of?
Yes.
Juror number 4, is this a verdict you voted in favor of? Juror number 3.
Yes.
I can't see your name, I'm so sorry. The foreperson, I just need to ask you again, I'm sorry. Juror number 2.
Yes, it is.
Juror number 1.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir. Juror number 8.
Yes.
Juror number 7.
Yes.
Juror number 6.
Yes.
All right. Counsel, is there anything further on this case before the jury is discharged? Mr. Bloodworth.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Lewis.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this trial is now finished. Thank you for your service. The American system of justice relies on your time and your sound judgment, and you have been generous with both. You serve justice by your fair and impartial decision. All of my previous admonitions are now lifted. You may speak about this case with anyone or with no one at all. It is entirely up to you. You might be contacted in the future by the press or by the lawyers. You do not have to talk with them or with anyone else, but you may if you would like. The choice is yours entirely. I'm now turning to the attorneys and instructing them to honor your wishes as officers of the court if you indicate that you do not want to talk about this case. If you do talk about the case, please respect the privacy of your fellow jurors. The confidences they may have shared with you during deliberation are not yours to share with others. Thank you, all of you, for your service. Please rise for the jury. All right, please have a seat. Ms. Lewis, we need to get a pre-sentence investigation report, and we need to set sentencing. I imagine, Mr. Bloodworth, that the state would request that that be special set.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Lewis, does defendant waive the 45-day limit for sentencing?
Yes, we will.
All right. Let me call up my calendar.
Just look at all of the family members there of Eric Richins. They have known for several years. They
Should we
hired
be
that
looking
private
in May,
investigator,
Ms. Lewis?
remember? And now she's a convicted killer.
Do you have a sense of it, Mr. Bloodworth? April is not possible. In May, do you have a sense of when would be appropriate?
Your Honor, can I step back and talk to the victim's family.
Sure. And Ms. Lewis, if you need a moment to confer with anyone.
This convicted killer thinking about her actions right there. Remember, she poisoned her husband. She planned it, ordering
Honor, any day
the
in
Michael
May works.
Jackson stuff. Now she knows she's going to be spending the rest of her life behind bars. This prosecutor doing a good job talking to the family members before her sentencing.
Without having
Prosecutor
to move
Bloodworth.
something, which I am, of course, willing to do, I could do it during the week of May 25 or the morning of May 13. But if those times don't work, or if the week of May 25 is too far out, I'll move something to accommodate council schedules. Ms. Lewis, why don't I begin with you?
Either of those days would work for the defense.
Is a morning enough time?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Okay. We'll set sentencing for 9:30 a.m. Wednesday, May 13. We're hereby referring Ms. Richins for the preparation of a pre-sentence investigation report. Ms. Lewis, anything else on the record today?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Bloodworth?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Richins, I'll see you again, May 13, 9:30 a.m. I need everyone to stay seated, follow the instructions of the Summit County deputies. The court is in recess. Travel safely.
All right, there you have it. This convicted killer, mother of 3, children's book author who claimed that she just stumbled upon and found her husband dead, Kouri Richins. Well, she's the killer. She is the killer. She bought the drugs, according to this jury of 8 men and women, and she murdered him for money. She murdered him because she wanted to keep up appearances. Well, now she can keep up appearances behind bars for the rest of her life. So her sentencing after the pre-sentencing report that'll be done is going to be on 9:30 in the morning, Wednesday, May 13th. Look at her right there. Just look at her. She can't even look at the jury as they leave the room. She can't even look at her defense attorneys that spent weeks and years on her trial trying to save her life. She can't even look at the judge or the family
This
members.
bra is for seniors who want to get back their youth.
Yeah.
Lift breasts right
Just
after
look
first
this
wear.
right now.
Breasts stay high.
All right. Well, it has been a long time for this family. My heart goes out to Kouri Richins' family that are there in the gallery that had to be feet away from their loved one's killer. It is just absolutely appalling what she did. And guilty across the board. Let me know what you think. I wasn't sure if she was going to be found guilty of fraud and guilty of forgery. But you know what? The state did a good job. The state proved their case and they found justice. And that's what this is about, right? So anyway, thank you for joining me at this hour. Please share this. We got to get the word out about this case. And if I can, I'm going to join you that day. You know, coming up May 13th at 9:30 in the morning. If I don't have other plans, I'm going to be there with you. And that's my commitment to you in my true crime reporting. I have traveled this country with you, asking your questions and asking defendants like that woman that killed her husband. And I'm going to continue to do that line of work. But please continue to follow me here. We're just getting started. I hope that you take care of each other and yourself tonight. Have a good night.